Spike Lee and his youngsters in attendance here today for his buddy Michael Jordan's last appearance in Madison Square Garden. Many youngsters wearing Chicago Bull attire. We take a look here at our Bud Light starting lineups for this match between Michael and the Wizards against the New York Knickerbockers on this Sunday afternoon. Stackhouse along with Haywood, Christian Laettner, Sprewell, Court, Houston, and Isley will be there for the Knickerbockers. And right now we check in with the third member of our broadcast team. Here's David Aldridge. David.
Guys, the Wizards and Michael Jordan, obviously this is their last game, but they do have to play the New York Knicks today. The Knicks are still in the playoff race, as you mentioned before, Brent. Don Chaney thinks that this team is very capable of making a run as long as Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston play well. He thinks that those two guys are the key to this team's playoff hopes. They play well. Kurt Thomas has been pretty consistent all year. They have an opportunity to make a late run.
You can see what kind of a night Sprewell had against Orlando as the Knicks came away with a big win. And in that game, Coach Don Chaney had to play a very small lineup. He moved Shandon Anderson to the 4 spot, which in the NBA is that power forward, and they got away with it in the low block. And here, Michael Jordan getting ready to go. Allen Houston will try to keep the Knicks in it with his shooting along with Sprewell. As Houston and Sprewell go, so go the New York Knickerbockers. Now, Sprewell, according to Coach Chaney, when we talked to him before the game, Sprewell will take Michael, but the pick and rolls and switches, Allen Houston will draw it. So they expect both Sprewell and Houston to be playing number 23 a lot here tonight. One of the unsung members of the New York Knicks, and those of you who follow this team know it's a very undersized basketball team. Kurt Thomas will jump it off at 6'9". And Haywood, a 7-footer for the Wizards, controls the jump. And they come down with their first offensive set of the game. Sprewell tracks Jordan underneath the hoop as we keep an eye. And here comes Michael touching the ball for the first time. Sprewell right there with him. MJ pumped back out to Laettner, and they come around to Hughes now.
I'd expect Michael to get up and down the floor before he tries to do things offensively. Remember, Brent, he's still suffering from a stiff back.
Hughes, as the buzzer expires, and that's a shot clock violation on the air ball. And so Don Baden, Tom Washington, and Leroy Richardson are our third officials as we start this game, and it'll be the New York Knicks' first offensive set of the game. Thomas, good ball handler. Now he'll go try to help on a rebounding. Houston's first shot is up over Jerry Stackhouse for the opening field goal of the afternoon.
Now you have to make Allen Houston put the ball on the floor. If you allow him to raise up and shoot jumpers all over you, you're going to have a long afternoon.
Stackhouse was fouled by Houston as he got around the corner. We check in with David again.
Guys, you may remember the last time Michael Jordan played his last game in Madison Square Garden was 1998. And he wore those retro Jordan shoes from his rookie season, 1984. I asked him the other day if he would do that again today in honor of the Knicks, and he said no, because when he wore those shoes the last time, he got terrible blisters on his feet. Lasted a couple of weeks. Can't afford that right now with them trying to make the playoffs.
All right, David, and a foul finally on this putback attempt by Haywood. I think what we saw in that sequence, as David was reporting on the story of Michael Jordan, we saw the problem that the Knicks have with this small team. Now, I want to go back and talk about somebody because I was talking to Sean about him before the game. Now, watch just underneath, and the Knicks have a terrible time. But you said if McDyess had stayed healthy, this would have been an entirely different New York Knicks team.
McDyess was coming to surprise the East, Brent. A lot of people here didn't realize how good a player Antonio McDyess was and still is. And they were surprised by him in the preseason. But believe me, Antonio McDyess, when he comes back and he's healthy next year, he's going to be easily one of the top big men in the East.
The last time down, it was Houston on a clear out. Pump fake, he got fouled and won. And Houston, when he gets into that shooting rhythm, he's capable of having a 50-point afternoon, and he looks like he's right there as he was fouled also on the shot.
Well, he put up 53 against the Lakers earlier this year, and this is what makes Allen Houston so dangerous. He has a smooth jumper, and it's picture perfect. And there you see Stackhouse gets caught off guard, but he has to respect that jumper.
What a wonderful play by Harrington that time. It's napping and was able to put it back.
Oh, that'll make a coach pull his hair out if you give up an offensive rebound on a free throw.
Leitner misses from the perimeter into Sprewell's hands, and Latrell brings it down now for the Knicks. Knicks lead it 6-2. Houston with 2 field goals already now has 6 points for Allen Houston in the early going, and it's 8-2 Knicks over Jordan and the Wizards.
Stackhouse is going to have to deny Allen Houston the basketball. I mean, just merely letting him catch it and then start playing D is not going to be enough.
Leitner crashing down the middle, draws the foul. One of the things that we notice Sprewell is doing, he's overplaying Michael a little bit, Sean, and forcing him to move around a lot here in the early going. Don Chaney was weighing the different kind of options that he had. Right. Did he look for double team? Did he slough off? How would he play him? He wants Sprewell to force Michael as much as possible to the left hand. He said you cannot let Michael have both sides of the floor, and we would prefer that we overplay him to the right. Now watch how Sprewell attacks it.
Yeah, well, when Don Chaney said that, I said basically that might limit him by 2 points a game because Michael can go left or right. But at the same time, you got to deny him the basketball, Brent. That's the best way to guard him. Don't let him catch it at all.
And that was a very good example of Chaney's philosophy of having Houston switch quickly out on top. You saw Allen as Sprewell was being screened off as they run an awful lot of screens from Michael to try and free him up. And this time Stackhouse fouls Houston. And that's his second foul here in the early going with 9:48 to go. It is not going Doug Collins' way here in the early going in New York.
Especially when you lose your leading scorer 3 minutes into the ball game. Because he's has the toughest assignment on the floor. Allen Houston, when he starts off early knocking down jumpers, you're at his mercy. Now it opens up his dribble penetration.
So Brian Russell is up to replace. Houston makes the free throw, and Russell checks in. Stackhouse sits with the 2 fouls. And Allen Houston now with 7 of the Knicks' 9 points. Making 8 of their 10 points.
Not a good start for the Wizards. You talk about Allen Houston. He's been playing terrific basketball of late, along with Latrell Sprewell, who's come on as well.
That's why Stackhouse was so unhappy about the call on the 3-ball attempt by Houston, who makes all 3 of his free throws, and now it is 11-4. And we look for Michael to attempt.
One thing you got to do, if you have big-time scores, you got to go back at them as well.
Michael missing. Isley sets the table, picked up by Hughes as Thomas very active. And again, they're going to post up on Russell this time. It's to Allen again, who whips it to Sprewell. And a bad miss by Harrington.
Oh, you like the dribble penetration by Latrell. A little out of Othello Harrington's range, at least to start the game.
Wide open 3-ball from the corner by.
I love that ball movement, Brent. Swinging the ball around the horn, finding the guy who's open because of the double team on the other side.
Well, we've got our first timeout of this game as the New York Knicks take an early lead over the Wizards, 11-6. And a reminder, on NBA.com, you can find all the latest scores and box scores, and you can also check in on Michael Jordan's greatest moments. And speaking of that, let's go to 1984. Ronald Reagan wins re-election as president, and Michael Jordan made his first appearance at the Garden. He scored 33 points for Chicago, and he capped this special night off with a move that that one right there that fans will continue to talk about. That was back in 1984 as we check in on Michael Jordan's greatest moments here in Madison Square Garden. And right now, this is not one of Jordan's greatest memories, as his team is only 1 of 6 from the field And the Knicks are 4-5. Russell up with a steal. Jordan was trying to become the head man, and he was cut off defensively, and Laettner turns it over. Isley's 2. Yanked back by Thomas. Offensive rebound for the New York Knicks. Haywood jumps out on the screen and now retreats, working defensively with Hughes. Isley gets Thomas. Sprewell's 3 in and out, and he got the long rebound. He'll come right back with another one. 0 for 2 from 3-ball range, and the Wizards put it down.
Well, we had Latrell Sprewell last week against Orlando Magic, and he started off a little slow, but scored all 16 points in the 2 overtimes for the Knicks.
Haywood attempting the wraparound, tap back, no, stays with it though, and finally gets it to fall.
That's what you're talking about, Brent, when you talk about the Knicks not having enough size. Haywood at 7 feet tall, able to exploit the interior.
Here's Thomas's little jump shot, in and out. Jordan pulls down the rebound. This time Houston picks him up. And a bad pass by Laettner that time.
Well, see, that's really Michael's fault. If you make a fake toward the baseline, you got to commit all the way. And here's that last play down low. Haywood with that size. No Knicks underneath, over 6'10".
Houston has Russell on his hip, gets back on the other side, draws another foul. Allen Houston could put up some big numbers the way he started in this game, Sean.
Brent, easily one of the best shooters in this league. You can't give him an inch of daylight, and you see now what's happening with the Wizards defenders. They're just crowding him. But Allen knows how to create separation. He gives you a little up and under and draws the foul. He just knows how to score.
And he has put 10 on the scoreboard here in the early going. Michael Jordan has gone scoreless so far, while Houston now has 11. All eyes on Jordan, and meanwhile number 20 for the Knicks has put up 11 early points here. We've got a timeout. So the Wizards will huddle up, and Michael not happy as the Wizards are
at Madison Square Garden. It's about 8 days ago that Patrick Ewing had his number retired in a very emotional ceremony at Madison Square Garden. Nobody means more to the Knicks than Patrick Ewing. But unfortunately for Patrick, nobody has broken his heart personally more times than Michael Jordan. You remember the double nickel game. You remember strip, block, block in the playoffs against the Bulls in '93. There's been so many times when Patrick Ewing thought he had a championship. Should be championship banners being hung up there and not his jersey. But number 23 had a lot to do with that not happening.
Exactly, David. And Patrick now an assistant coach with the Washington Wizards, and he was out working with the players, and we were joking about the many memories and the painful ones at that David told us about versus Michael and the Bulls when they would come into Madison Square Garden. But right now the Knicks lead at 13-8 in Wizards basketball. Michael up firing, and still not to be, still scoreless.
Hey, Brent, it wasn't just Patrick, though, that was denied. You talk about Karl Malone and John Stockton, how fantastic those guys, their careers have been, and they never won a championship because of number 23.
Thomas on the move. Yanked away by Russell.
And you're throwing Charles Barkley in that mix. There's a handful of Hall of Famers that never won a championship because of Michael Jordan.
Put back by Haywood again underneath, and there's one of Patrick Ewing's star pupils right there.
Again, that 7-footer using his size. And Haywood, not only is he 7 feet tall, he has long arms, Brent, and he has some athletic ability.
6 points for Haywood in the early going. Wizards trail the Knickerbockers by 3, and the Wizards can cut even further into it now after that turnover. Hughes drives strong to the rack, and there's Haywood again. Missing, but the Knicks unable to keep Haywood away from the glass so far, Sean.
Yeah, and I'd like to see him gather himself instead of trying to throw that little hook shot from behind the backboard. Gather yourself powered up.
Nice 3. So Isley makes it a 16-10 game.
And Isley's another guy playing that point spot. The Knicks for years have been trying to figure out the point spot after Mark Jackson left here. But Isley doing a great job the second half of the year.
Wide open. And Michael knocks it down.
Starts off slowly, nice little jumper. He still looks like he's walking around or kind of sauntering. That back looks a little tender.
Michael defending Sprewell. Sprewell wants the baseline. The double team is there with Laettner, and Christian steals the ball, and here's Jordan, the head man. He's got a size mismatch. If he can back Isley down. Harrington to help out, looking for the open man, and it'll be Russell's 3-ball. Hasn't been able to hit it like he did out at Utah, has he, Sean?
I know, but you see Michael there still active on the defensive end.
Hughes misfiring, and this time Harrington with authority as Laettner stays back and commits a foul.
I see Michael using screens here, working without the basketball, a little deceptive. Both players going to Brian Russell, but Michael able to pop out and knock down that 18-footer. See his numbers early on. I'm not looking for him to take a lot of balls to the bucket this afternoon, Brent. I'm looking for him to stay on the perimeter, play good defense, shoot a lot of jumpers.
Kwame Brown checks in. Sprewell misfiring into Hughes' hands. Hughes looking for daylight, gets all the way to the rack.
Well, that's just poor transition defense. The most important player on the floor is the player with the basketball. In transition, you got to step up. Somebody's got to step up and stop Larry Hughes.
High screen by Thomas on a pick and roll. Harrington pops out, and the left-hander goes firing.
See, I like Othello Harrington in the block. In the paint area, he's deadly with that little lefty hook that he has. Not necessarily from the perimeter, though.
Pump fake by Jordan, and he's fouled on the shot. He'll shoot a pair.
Oh, that's Michael just getting that superstar call. Little pillow bump. Now here's Larry Hughes coming right down the lane. No one steps up to stop him. Where's everybody going? They're going to players that they think he's going to dump the ball off to. But unless you stop the basketball, the other players are irrelevant.
Let me go back to the superstar call, the pillow bump, as Sean Elliott called it. Are you telling me that that was not a foul?
I mean, possibly. This is the NBA.
Do the superstars of the NBA get an edge?
Yes, they do. I don't care what anyone says.
Aren't we all shocked by that revelation, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah. I'm sure Michael never got any. He never got any special privileges on the court.
In low to Witherspoon. Good defense by the Wizards. So Kwame Brown, Hughes, Michael Jordan, Russell, and Haywood on the floor for the Wizards. Michael's posting on Sprewell, bumps him down, pump fake fade. Tap back no by Russell, and out of bounds. Knicks basketball.
Well, a reminder, the second game of our doubleheader, 76ers and the Lakers are coming up next on ABC. And Sean, what's your take on Kobe Bryant and what he's been doing lately?
He had an exceptional February, but what's more important for that team, I believe, is the way Shaq played last game. 40 points, 14 rebounds. He's really the constant on that team, and if he's able to put in performances like he did 2 days ago, look out.
Attacked by Thomas, and Oakley, who's on the floor for the Wizards, tracked it down. The former favorite here in the Garden.
And you're talking about Kobe Bryant, Brent. He's probably the closest that I've seen to Michael. And I'm saying the closest, and when I mean close, he's still a mile away. If you can ever play the kind of defense that Michael did in the half court, then you're talking about a true comparison.
There's Michael Jordan, and doesn't that shot bring back memories of MJ and his great performances in the Garden when he came up firing and nailed that shot. He now has put 5 points on the scoreboard as the Wizards take the lead on a Michael Jordan shot. 17-16, 2:18 to go. Jordan, why not? He's had so many memories here at Madison Square Garden.
If you're going to be a good basketball player, you got to showcase your talents in New York. And the people appreciate it. You know, every time I've stepped in that building, even though I'm going against their Knicks, and even though I may have had some great games where we knocked them off in the playoffs, they have always paid respect for the games that I played in New York. And to me, that's gratifying. That makes you want to showcase your talents.
Unbelievable numbers, averaging better than 31 points an outing here in the Garden. And right now at the age of 40, he has sparked this 7-0 Washington run over the last 3.5 minutes. And the Wizards lead the Knicks 17-16. He's 2 of 5 from the field. Pulled down a pair of rebounds, as you could see on that graphic.
And Britt, he can do it. And he doesn't necessarily have to do it by scoring. He just does it by his presence. He's out there on the floor. He's creating double teams. He's making passes that lead to assists.
Russell is doing a pretty good job of shagging Allen Houston. But Houston got him to the baseline and went right over the top of him that time. Remember, Houston sent Stackhouse to the bench with 2 early fouls here, Sean, and Russell, until that moment, had been sticking with number 20 pretty well.
Well, the thing is, you have to respect his jumper. You got to play up on him. He was able to put the ball on the floor and create that separation, a little stop and pop. There's not a lot you can do.
That is a 2 by Hughes over the line. So we're in Madison Square Garden with Michael Jordan. And perhaps his last game ever here in the Garden. We always say perhaps because the Knicks are not totally out of the playoff picture, even though it seems unlikely. They are 4.5 games away from the last couple of spots in the 8-team Eastern Conference playoffs. Right now, the team playing the best in the East, Philadelphia. You'll see them next against the Lakers.
Latrell Sprewell had a wide open 3, should have put the ball up.
Instead, it's Thomas underneath Witherspoon, battling for that rebound. Ball out of bounds. Brown can't believe the call.
I was surprised at that. After that little penetration by Allen Houston, Sprewell had that wide open 3. He's not one who's usually gun shy. He missed his first couple looks. He still continues to shoot the ball.
Houston again. Cannot stop Allen Houston here today. 15 points. He has 15 of the Knicks' 20.
And again, he put up a 53-point game at the Staples Center this year. Very capable scorer.
Jordan's turn. Could this be a shootout brewing here between these two? That's 7 now for MJ.
Don Chaney's doing the right thing here. Just milk Allen Houston.
Late double leaves Isley open, and he nails a 3-ball. Allen Houston, with great recognition on the double team, got it back to the point man.
Well, what else are you going to do? The guy puts up 15 on you in the first quarter. You better start sending help. Allen Houston recognizes that, finds Howard Isley wide open on the perimeter.
Hughes penetrates again, and this time Thomas was there. Oakley knocking the ball out of bounds. It'll go to the Knicks.
Look at Oak, Brent. I mean, how long has he been in the league? The guy is still in the backcourt playing passing lanes. One of the ultimate competitors. I mean, he's easily been the punisher in this league.
Sprewell. This time he shoots a 3. He was under duress after passing up the wide open one.
I guess the shot had to be difficult.
At the buzzer, Hughes rims it out, and we bring down the curtain on the first quarter. We came in talking about Michael Jordan, but it was Allen Houston who did most of the damage. With 15 points, he was 5 of 6 from the field. MJ quiet early. Start come off late.
Well, Allen Houston just had his jumper going early on. He's got perfect rotation on his jumper, a picture perfect form. He's the son of a coach. He should be a good ball player.
But then, after falling back by 7, MJ sparked the Wizards' comeback. The Knicks lead it by 5 at the end of the first quarter.
Action.
Mike Tirico here at the Garden with the guys. The Verizon Wireless halftime report coming up. We preview Game 2, Sixers and Lakers, by visiting with Shaquille O'Neal rounding into shape as we head closer to the postseason.
Like I said, playoff basketball is a different type basketball. I will be ready. My mentality will be different, and I'll be focused, and I'll be on a mission.
A visit with Shaq and Spike Lee will join me and Greg Anthony. Verizon Wireless halftime report coming up. Back to Brent and Shaw.
Spike Lee is at courtside, and what were the officials talking about there, Sean?
That's a good question. They're probably in awe of Michael's performance as well.
They know if Michael didn't like something, best watch out. Sprewell gets loose on Stackhouse. Nice inbounds play. Diagram by Coach Chaney during that timeout, and the lead is now 12.
You're talking about Don Chaney. We were talking about him being a daredevil. He's done an outstanding job this year coaching this team.
Laettner gives it back to Michael, and Sprewell fouled it.
Let's see, Michael caught that ball. Looked like he was going to go in for a layup. And had a little shifty move there right before he put the ball down. It was impossible to guard, even at age 40.
Remember how red hot Houston was at the start of the game, and Michael has gone right by him. Now 21 of the Wizards, 42 points.
And Michael's just like a fine Bordeaux. I mean, the guy's still good, 40 years of age. I'd like to see some of these young guys, if they're still able to get it done when they're 35 to 40.
We're left wondering, why retire now? This is just remarkable, watching someone at the age of 40 play at this level. But the one thing the Wizards are going to have to do as a team, they're going to have to solve Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell. Back outside to Ward. And here's Thomas. You cannot leave him open even though he misses that shot.
That's his
baseline.
That's
his
within his
specialty.
range.
Yes, it is.
You still have to love the way the Knicks are moving the basketball, though, Brent.
Dixon on a nice run in, turning the corner at the right baseline.
How can you not like Juan Dixon?
Played very well, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's undersized at his position, but you really can't measure a guy's heart. I mean, he's come out here, he's played great basketball for him, even though he's a rookie.
Ward nails another three ball.
There's my man. You said his arm was pretty
Maybe
good.
not as strong as Doug Flutie's, because you compared him in size to Flutie, and Flutie had a remarkably strong arm. Michael on the move, blocking foul. He'll shoot free throws.
You see how he comes up and splits two defenders, still gets a shot off.
Well, tonight on NBA TV, San Antonio at Boston 6 and then Thursday on TNT, Boston, New Jersey, Sacramento, Phoenix, and next Sunday here on ABC. That showdown out west, Dallas against Sacramento. Boy, the West is heating up. Do not look past your old team, Sean. I think San Antonio.
Oh, I'm not
Tony
looking
Parker.
past him. I think a lot of people are looking past him. Tony Parker, like you say, he's been amazing second half of the year. And with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, who's really played excellent basketball. Steven Jackson's played great all year. I mean, they're poised to make a big-time run.
Well, the Knicks with 56 points and still a minute to go here in the first half. Kwame Brown cleans up. Dixon, Jordan, Stackhouse, Laettner. Inside of a minute. Michael gets inside of Sprewell and knocks it down. And Michael Jordan now with 26 points here in the first half.
Yes, sir, Brent. He's got it going. As soon as he shot that ball, you could tell his body language started skipping down the floor.
He's 9 of 14 from the floor. Sprewell can't answer. Laettner. And at 32 seconds, Wizards can cut into that lead even further.
Now you start running the old give-and-go play. Give me the ball and go away.
Dixon draws a double. They look for Michael. He'll not get free this time, so Dixon will take it inside the right baseline and one. So Juan Dixon with 2 field goals here down the stretch in the first half. And John, it's interesting what you pointed out about Juan being undersized. He's worked very, very hard on his game.
And this move here was special. I mean, he elevated. He sees Charlie Ward coming over, and he creates that contact and still has the focus and concentration to knock that jumper down and go to the line for 3. And that's an amazing play by Dixon.
To make this a 4-point game. Cannot, but he'll get it back and he'll fire it back. Does even better than that. Let's make it a 3-point game.
Let's go for 4.
So it's 56-53. The Knicks last shot time. Houston doubled. And a bad miss from the corner. Houston at the buzzer got it off. And so Michael Jordan carries the Wizards here in the second quarter. 9 of 14 from the field for number 23, and we check in with David Aldridge.
Alan, you guys got off to a great start in the first quarter. Looked like they couldn't do anything with you in the first quarter.
Well, I was just trying to attack. They started double teaming, and I just got in a good rhythm. Got to the free throw line a couple of times, but you know, Michael got going, and that kind of hurt us.
You have got to be very concerned, as well as you guys played, to only be up 3, and Jordan's really going.
Well, we just have to try to limit his touches and limit his open looks, and then make somebody else beat us. We got to realize that Stack's going to probably try to get going, but we just have to get up in and pressure them a lot more.
All right, Alan, thank you very much. Back to you, Brent.
All right, David. So Michael Jordan starts off with only 7 points in the opening quarter and then puts up 19 in the second quarter. Coming up, the Verizon Wireless halftime report. Mike Tirico will be coming your way. We'll hear some more from Shaquille O'Neal. Michael Jordan, his final trip to Madison Square Garden. Could he make it his third 50-point happening? Well, he already has 26. He's better than halfway there. And he's keeping the Wizards in contention. Mike Tirico coming up next on ABC. 26 already shot.
Well, you see him early on. He has his blood flowing. He's getting all over Kwame Brown. But the more that Kwame Brown absorbs and accepts of this from Michael Jordan, the better player he's going to be in the long run. But then Shannon Anderson kind of mouthed off to Michael, and that's when Michael got it going. 7 points in the first quarter, 19 in the second quarter, and you see him jarring back. And then what are you going to do about it? Coming off screens, knocking down jumpers. Now he's going a little in and out on the big fella for 3. When he gets it going, Brent, like he's doing now, he just makes mannequins out of people.
Here is the shot chart for Michael Jordan, who was 9 of 14 from the field. Several of those misses coming early in the game because, as we told you, he scored only 7 of his 26 in that opening quarter. So he has moved all over the court. Sean, it is just it's remarkable listening to the fans, the buzz around Madison Square Garden. And you know, they say, you know, we love this guy and he's great, but we're going to be so glad when he's gone.
They can't wait for him to get out of this building today. They're tired of all the jumpers.
Yeah, they say, you know, today we can honor him. It's okay. But they say we don't want to be reminded of those playoff games when Chicago came in here and Michael would lit them up. It's
well, if they had forgotten, this first half reminded them plenty.
And we should not overlook what Allen Houston and the Knicks were able to do as we check in now with David Aldridge. David?
Guys, in the first, you know, coming out of the halftime, the Knicks expect to see more double teaming, obviously, of Michael Jordan makes somebody else beat them. And for the Wizards, I asked one of them who's going to guard Allen Houston in the second half. They said, we're going to decide that in the huddle, see who wants to guard it, who wants that assignment, which is not really the best news from Jerry Stackhouse, I don't think. Back to you.
All right. The Knicks' biggest lead, David, was in the second quarter. They were up 15 at 43-28 in the last 3 minutes. The Wizards and Michael outscored the Knicks 12-5. We should not overlook the contribution of Juan Dixon, who hit 3 out of 4 off Coach Doug Collins' bench. So I'm sure we will see him later on here in the second half. And Stackhouse has just been assessed, I believe, with another foul. Yes, Houston's coming to the free throw line. This is how we started the game.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. Allen Houston turns, gets Stackhouse in the air, and he's a master at that. You got to keep your feet, but at the same time, you got to try to contest that shot, so it's a delicate balance. Here he is working. You have to respect that little ball fake that he gives you. You got to try to get up and contest the shot, but Allen Houston's so clever around the basket.
Michael played 20 minutes in the first half. He played more minutes than anybody on the Wizards. And Allen Houston played 18, and now he has 19 points for the Knickerbockers, and it is a 5-point Knick lead.
So they're trying to establish Jerry Stackhouse early on here since he didn't play a whole lot that first half.
And it is Laettner who scores first for the Wizards.
Is the recipient of a nice screen pass, or swing pass rather, because the defense is concentrating on Michael and Jerry.
And Houston got on the inside of Stackhouse, who is now burdened with the 3 personal fouls, and got down the baseline.
Now, how are you going to stop Allen Houston when he has that jumper going, Brent?
Well, they just defied Michael to turn the other way through the double team. Michael gives it up.
You have to double team him and get the ball out of his hands.
Hughes misfiring. Harrington cleans it up. Sprewell's open. Laettner going up, and Harrington is there, and they're going to call a foul on Christian. And you can catch more live NBA action tonight on NBA TV at 6 p.m. The Celtics host the Spurs. That's tonight at 6 on NBA TV. I check that out regularly on DirecTV, and I think it's 7:20, and it's an excellent NBA broadcast. Gets you up to date on everything, and you can switch around the country and see some of the other games.
Can't miss that one. One of the better teams in the entire league, the Spurs. All that talent coming together.
Haywood going to work his foul. So they put double O on the free throw line.
Well, again, Britt, when you have guys on the floor like Jordan and Stackhouse, it's going to free up open looks for other players out there. You have a majority of your defense focusing on stopping Michael or Jerry Stackhouse coming off screens. A guy like Haywood sometimes gets free going to the bucket. I should say a lot of times.
You know, somewhat overlooked in our honoring Michael Jordan here of his last game in the Garden is really the coaching job that I think that Chaney has done with the New York Knickerbockers. Now, I know that there's still a long shot to make the playoffs, but when you look at this undersized roster and how competitive they have been much of the season, that was a bad pass by Sprewell, and here comes Hughes right down the middle. Got it in one.
And again, almost it's deja vu all over again. I mean, you got to stop the ball in the open court. We saw Hughes get a play just like this in the first half, and here it is the second half to start off. You got to stop the ball. You see Sprewell, he's laying back thinking that Hughes is going to pass that ball off, but unless you stop him, he's going to go in and score like he just did.
Hughes missing on the free throw with the violation. It will go on over to the Knickerbockers, who lead it by a point, 9:55, and Michael Jordan falls back on defense.
Well, you were talking about Chaney, his coaching job. I told him last week I couldn't believe the job he did. I thought, you know, of all the years that I watched him, this year has to be his best coaching job. With the injuries, Latrell Sprewell not in training camp to start the year, and to still have this team playing the way they play every night, competitive basketball. They're in every game. I mean, it's a testament to the job he's done this year.
You can see their best player, McDyess, out with an injury, that ACL, and goes the other way on the foul. Isley picks up the personal. Sideline ball out of bounds for the Wizards, who can slip back into the lead. Remember, they once were down by 15. Sprewell wants Michael to go baseline in to help. Thomas was there with a strong double team on Michael. You can see the defensive strategy. And Stackhouse for the lead.
Well, he has a big man guarding him on the perimeter. And again, when you pull big men out of the paint, they're not accustomed to playing perimeter defense. Their entire careers are working in the post in practice and in games, not on the perimeter.
Houston behind the back. Sprewell at the other end nails the three, and the Knicks regain the lead.
That's a good-looking shot by Latrell. Nice arc on it. Nice balance when he went up. Nice, strong-looking shot.
time it's Michael giving it up.
Great job by Harrington.
The Knicks are very active with their team defense right now.
Harrington did a tremendous job on Michael on the perimeter. You watch Stackhouse, though, just using the big fella. And Michael likes it.
Kurt Thomas saddled with 3 personal fouls. That's why Coach Chaney was up shaking his head. And it goes over. Offensive foul is the call against Laettner, who elbowed his way off. And that's 4 on Christian Laettner. 3 on Jerry Stackhouse. Kwame Brown will replace Laettner. So the 4th foul moves Laettner back to the bench, and here's some pressure on number 5, the youngster Kwame Brown.
He can handle it. I'm telling you, Kwame Brown's going to be more than just a good ball player in this league.
Remember, it took Jermaine O'Neal a few seasons, if you want to compare those two. Houston's wide open, and he drains the 3.
And Doug Collins is all over Kwame Brown. And believe me, I know the feeling. He doesn't want Kwame Brown to leave Allen Houston on that play, and with good reason. And he's gonna suffer a little bit. He's gonna struggle. He's gonna have the players all over him, the coaches all over him. But for the most part, he has a world of upside. And the more he absorbs from all this punishment he's taking from the coaches and other players, the better he's gonna be.
Stackhouse knows that Jordan facing those double teams, and he's got to try to pick up the offensive slack.
Well, here's that last play. See, Kwame Brown gets switched out on Allen Houston and then tries to go down, or I don't even know what he's doing there. Was he going to double? Was he trying to switch back? And that's what Doug Collins was so upset about.
Intercepted by Kwame. Michael trying to maneuver, loses control. And now it's Sprewell.
Now the Wizards
Hughes puts it down.
The Wizards need somebody to start jabbing at Michael again.
And Kwame Brown, yes. Shandon Anderson ignited it. But so far everybody's played him very quietly.
Yes, they have.
Well, you'll be able to see another one of the bright young stars, Kobe Bryant, square up against Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers. That is next. The 76ers against the Lakers. The Sixers have won 11 of 12 since the All-Star break. Larry Brown's defense doing much of the excellent work for that team right now. Would you agree?
Yes, and the fact that Allen Iverson's turned it up. Not 1 notch, but 2 or 3 after the All-Star break. McKee's healthy. He's a big part of that team. I really like their team, and I like it for a lot of reasons. They have lots of good talent. Derek Coleman's playing good for them. And then you have Larry Brown, who I just love as a coach. And you watch his teams play, and you can see why he was selected to coach the next Dream Team. His teams play excellent defense. They move the basketball. Great choice.
Jordan chasing Houston right now. Isley for the Knicks to Harrington, and the left-hander knocks down the bucket.
That's that little lefty hook we talked about. I mean, that wasn't necessarily a hook shot, but around the bucket, Othella Harrington is deadly with that left hand. He's got a nice soft touch.
Sprewell shadowing Jordan. And as Hughes was trying to come around Isley over there on that corner, the foul is going to be called.
Larry Hughes, for me, Brent, he's been the X factor for this team because he's another guy who's capable of giving you 20 a game. Here's Sprewell shadowing MJ, doing a great job. And when you're guarding a guy like Michael, you can throw out all other defensive principles. Well, we talked lots of times about seeing ball and man, but lots of times when you're guarding Michael, you just face guard him. Forget about where the ball is, just keep him from catching it.
Remember when the season started, we had the Wizards opener, Sean, in Toronto.
Yes.
Michael Jordan was the 6th man on this team, and Doug telling us that we will monitor Michael's minutes carefully. We will save him. That didn't last very long,
no.
did it?
What was it? Maybe a month? Can't remember. It wasn't very long. It wasn't more than a month. Michael was starting, playing lots of minutes.
Nice pass by Houston, and Harrington wraps it in.
You see, O'Fella stays around the bucket. He can score points. That time he did a great job moving without the basketball, cutting along the baseline, showing some agility and mobility for a big man.
Jordan knocks it down and looks at Sprewell. Just wants Sprewell to egg him on. Just wishing somebody would start jabbering at him so he could accept the challenge. But Sprewell just kind of looked away and came back down offensively. Isley over Haywood that time with the rainbow.
Oh, that was a nice looking shot. You know it's pure when it barely makes the net move.
It's 72-66. Michael has to give it up. Bad pass on the turnover. Knicks looking for numbers. And Sprewell is fouled.
That was just great defense by Sprewell. He was shadowing Michael coming off that screen. He was right there to contest the shot, made Michael throw an errant pass. That was the previous possession. Here's Michael trying to work. You see him move Sprewell behind that screen by Haywood, giving him about 5 or 6 feet of separation, nothing but the bottom.
28 points for MJ right now, but only 2 after the intermission as the Knicks change their defense. And so far it has been.
Square Garden, all the stars come out for Jordan's last game. Jay-Z with us. What, you have a favorite Jordan memory, either being here or watching him on TV?
You know, the double nickel in the Garden, I got to say, ranks him on, among one of my favorites.
You here for that?
Yeah, I was here.
What'd you think? I mean, what was
See what we do.
Look, man, when you see a guy that's out there 40 years old doing what he's doing, what do you think of that?
I think that's a beautiful thing. Some people was born to do what they do. Now he's one of those persons that was born to do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Good job, man. How impressive is it for somebody in your line of work to be impressed to see somebody in his line of work do what he's doing? Does greatness recognize greatness?
Absolutely. Thank you. It just lets you know that, if you work hard, like you could do it for as long as you want to do it.
Yeah, appreciate the time, man.
Take a quick moment to say shout out to B.I.G. Anniversary today of his death, so we gotta hold my people down.
Good thought, man. Thank you very much. Back to you, Brent.
All right, David, thank you. Latrell Sprewell at the free throw line makes it an 8-point advantage. He has scored 15 here tonight. It is 74-66. Hughes, Brown, Jordan, Haywood, and Stackhouse down low to Haywood on the turnaround. A little flat over the top into Thomas's hands. And the Knicks again are coming together as a unit, largely because they have kept number 23 under control this quarter. And Houston misfiring that time. Tapped by Haywood. Thomas runs it down on a hustle play.
They keep them in check because they're playing them with sound defensive principles, and they're keeping their mouth shut.
Thomas. Stackhouse goes for the loose ball, comes up with it.
As long as you don't incite Michael, you're going to be all right. I mean, he has enough still to go after you, but once you start jarring with him, you get him angry, then you're in a world of hurt.
And Stackhouse can't really get into his rhythm yet, can he?
It's tough, Brent, when you're sitting on the bench the entire first half. You only played 10 minutes in the first half because of that foul trouble. And he's a guy who's a rhythm ball player. Likes to have the ball in his hands, can get it going. A guy who's a big-time scorer. But you see there, points by quarter, when you sit down so long, it's extremely difficult to get into any kind of rhythm. He needs a lot more time out there on the floor. He needs to get a lot of touches, get some shots up.
Russell will give Stackhouse still another break.
As he's going to the bench now, and that's not going to help him scoring, that's for sure. And This guy needs to be out there. He needs a lot of touches. He needs to get a lot more attempts up.
So again, see what Michael can do is Sprewell doing an excellent job of shadowing him this quarter. Hughes pulls the trigger on the perimeter, Jay.
Larry Hughes again. I mean, you have another guy who's capable of scoring 20 points for you, 20-plus points. He should be easily the third option on this team.
Now the Wizards attempt to put together field goals. Michael wants it lower on Houston. There's the double team by Thomas right away. Far corner, and Hughes badly misfires this time.
And Michael's upset about that last play. He wants better spacing on the perimeter. When he gets double teamed, there should be at least one man wide open. If you move the ball, you should have several options to choose from.
Hughes fouled Sprewell, and Latrell comes to the line for a pair.
Well, you can wonder if Michael gets tired, but he's still doing a great job here trying to post up. Latrell Sprewell doing a great job as well, shadowing Michael, not allowing him to catch the ball where he wants, but you can see his energy level is down just a little bit.
I would think that Doug Collins would be considering when to bring Juan Dixon back into this game. Dixon 3 of 4 from the floor, and he and Michael were working very well together late in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's definitely a big spark in that first half. Get some of those fresh young legs out there.
Sprewell staying right behind Michael, who's posted up on the left side. Haywood screen, and the ball is over on the right. So Russell will come through. Now Michael will fight his way to the top, and there's the double team on top. Thomas doing an outstanding job of doubling on Michael this quarter. And Hughes forced to fire the three, but do not forget the defensive job that Thomas is turning in as the double man on Michael.
Don Chaney made the right call. Double him, get the ball out of his hands. And when you talk about Kurt Thomas doubling, he's not overreacting. He's not creating any gaps for Michael to shoot through. And you see him knock down that shot on the interior. Kurt Thomas, like you said, Brent, doing an exceptional job moving his feet on the defensive end. Because Michael can beat double teams.
They move right side Russell. Michael chases to that side. Sprewell gets inside, and Michael fouled. Michael is now out coaching Hughes.
Well, this is what you have to do when you're guarding Michael Jordan when he has 26 at the half. Whenever he catches the ball, get it out of his hands. Make somebody else beat you. Look at Kurt Thomas jump up there. He moves his feet. He stays under control. Latrell Sprewell and Kurt Thomas doing a great job of corralling Michael Jordan, and they keep their arms up, Brent, blocking his vision. He's unable to find anybody wide open. Just a little frustrated.
So they are attacking on the catch. Michael, who had 7 in the first, 19 in the second, has only 2 in the third. And as a result, the Knicks have reopened up a 10-point lead. The 1995 Michael Jordan memory at Madison Square Garden. The Dow Jones was up 34%. And he showed up wearing number 45. MJ makes a classic return to New York. He scored the double nickel, 55. But it was his team play at the end of the game on that great pass underneath. And the Bulls come away with another big win over the Knicks in the Garden. Jordan with 28 here today. Allen Houston leading the Knicks with 24. And the Knicks are up by 10 right now.
That play over Patrick Ewing where he started out toward the wing and reversed and came back and dunked it along the baseline is one of the greatest plays in NBA history.
Unless you're Patrick Ewing. Watch the flashbulbs go off on a Michael Jordan moment. Unlike Tiger Woods, he just went on about his business.
That's right.
Russell on the line. It's a 2. 1 foot on the line. And Michael trying to lead the Wizards back into this. They're down by 7. Minute and a half to go in the third. Houston all alone as Russell falls away.
Russell tried to sell that a little bit, sell that foul. He's definitely a guy who could keep his balance. Looked like he got hit by a train.
26 now for Houston. Great pass by Kwame, and Haywood unable to finish. He wanted the foul and didn't get it.
Excellent ball movement, but even better recovery by the Knicks.
Harrington faces up over the top. Wizards seem to be showing a little more spunk after that last timeout.
See Michael starting to step through those double teams, step through the last one, then steps through this one, this time trying to deliver the pass.
Isley picks up his second personal of the game.
You see that Allen Houston play. I mean, you look at Russell. He just looked like somebody barreled into him. But you can't allow Allen Houston to get wide open looks.
That's 7 points for Kwame Brown. Weatherspoon replaces Harrington for the Knickerbockers. Sprewell runs into the lane for the rebound. Final 30 seconds coming up here in the third quarter. Houston out high. He's been a load for Stackhouse and Russell today. Up firing again. Yes.
Not a lot Russell could do that time. I thought he did a tremendous job moving his feet. He kept his hands active, actually knocked the ball away. But once Allen Houston corralled it and had 2 or 3 feet to get that shot off, he drains it.
28 now for Allen Houston. Kwame Brown fouled again by Thomas. Well, certainly ESPN is your place to be on Selection Sunday. The NCAA Men's Selection Special presented by Staples begins next Sunday at 7 Eastern. Dick Vitale, Chris Fowler, Digger Phelps, and Bill Walton, along with celebrities Ben Affleck and Justin Timberlake, will give their input as ESPN spans the country. And for more, log on to ESPN.com. Certainly, Sean Elliott, your Arizona Wildcats are headed for a 1 seed, you would think, out west.
No question about it. They come focused every single game. It's going to be extremely difficult for anybody to beat them.
Well, some might say Kentucky. I didn't think I was going to let you get away with murder here without the other logical choice for number 1. And so it is the Allen Houston, Michael Jordan shootout. And Allen Houston, 28 points, is 10 of 15 from the field. Michael Jordan was quiet. 29 points, so he scored only 3 in the third. And this presentation of the NBA on ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC station. Playing New York and Madison Square Garden for probably one final time. And there have been some classic Michael Jordan moments in this game, like this hustle play. And now watch who scores at the other end of the floor. Number 23 will try to do it one final time. The most famous arena in all of sport. The Wizards are down 82-74. Michael will start the fourth quarter. Watching from the bench, Stackhouse back out with Russell, and Juan Dixon, who was 3 of 4, is out there, and he's matched against Charlie Ward.
This is a good break for Michael here. Give him some rest to start the fourth, bring him back for the stretch run.
Russell squeezing through the double team is fouled.
Right now, Brent, you got to hope that your guys can hold it down Make sure this lead doesn't get too far out of control. Even try to shorten it if you can. And you bring Michael back and hope that he plays the remaining of the fourth with high energy.
Shandon Anderson picking up his third foul. Kwame Brown has to give it up, and he does into Sprewell's hands. Stackhouse defending Sprewell. Stackhouse saddled with fouls early. He's been unable to get on track. Beautiful block by Stackhouse that time. Stays with Sprewell at the baseline. And here's Thomas. And now blocked by Kwame Brown. And Leitner's got it. Good defense by the Wizards here at Madison Square Garden. Opening moments of the fourth quarter with the Knicks leading the Wizards 82-74.
It starts out with Stack using that length and that athletic ability, and ends with Kwame Brown providing a huge block.
Also missing a three, but the Knicks are going to give it right back, and look who's back.
Yeah, he gets all of a minute, 14 seconds of rest.
So here he comes for the stretch.
And plus the timeout helps.
He was doing that with Phil Jackson, I believe. I remember in Chicago. And then he would come back in and do this. And that's out. 31.
And that's the result of not double teaming him. Again, when you kept him under control, it's because you had a big man come out, double teaming Michael, making him give the ball up.
And now the Wizards with another opportunity as 23 brings it to the attack. Up firing, got it. Here it comes, baby.
How can you allow him to dribble up? I mean, he was just sauntering up the court with the ball, Brent, and he takes his time and knocks down an easy, uncontested jumper. Last time down before, you didn't double team him. He burns you. Here he is, one-on-one against Anderson. Nice elevation. Anderson, a nice young player with athletic ability, unable to get to that shot. And this time, no one picks up Michael on the open floor. Going to give him that one. He's going to take it all afternoon long.
Just the sight of Shandon Anderson apparently has fired up MJ, who has now put 33 up at the age of 40. Unbelievable. He has now passed his scoring average at Madison Square Garden. He came in averaging 31.5. He's now at 33. Folks, you have to go back to the 8th of March, 1998, when he came in here with the Chicago Bulls. And that was on March 8th. He scored 42. He's well on his way here, Sean, to a 40-point game with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, exactly. 10 minutes to play, and he's feeling it. He's a point a minute to a guy if I've ever seen one.
What's important for the Knicks now is not to let this lead get away from them. Sprewell inside and goaltending.
Now Michael just caught overplaying Latrell's right hand. Sprewell feels that pressure, and that shot was good anyways.
So now the free throw. And it's the three-point play the old-fashioned way for Latrell. It's 85-78. 19 for Sprewell in this game.
I was about to say, he's quietly having a nice game.
Especially defensively at times here against Michael. He's been by far the best defender on him. Juan Dixon inside. And a strong rebound for Kwame Brown, who's going to come back. And it won't stay down. So the Wizards' future just couldn't put it down. First Dixon and then Kwame.
Oh, I love that effort, though, by Kwame Brown. He brought that rebound down like he was a man.
Harrington in and out. Witherspoon. And Charlie Ward resets it here at the 9-minute mark. Great pass to Anderson on the run. The wraparound won't stay down, and the foul goes against the Wizards on the Harrington rebound. Might be against Kwame.
Anderson doing a great job moving without the basketball. Once you feel that overplay, you see that overplay by MJ, he gets burned. Anderson along the baseline. Great pass, and you see Othello Harrington staying alive on the glass. We got Anderson shooting free throws. Was the call a foul on his shot, or I thought it was the foul on the rebound? Late whistle.
Anderson perfect at that free throw line too, Sean. And so he makes both of them, and that gives him 13 for the game. 87-78. Knicks lead it just inside of 9 minutes. Dixon penetrates, catches an open Stackhouse who missed the shot.
Yeah, Stack wasn't ready for that pass. Still trying to find his rhythm.
Ward dribbling, has to give it up. Wide open. And Camden Anderson knocks down the 3 ball.
It's a much easier shot when you see that ball swinging around the horn and you know it's going to come to you in the corner. Shannon Anderson was ready to shoot that ball.
Dixon's 3. No, Oakley tries to keep it in play, and pushing off by the Oak man against Weatherspoon.
That's a good call. Weatherspoon had position, kept Oakley off the glass. He knows better than to let Charles just come in there untouched.
Well, the lead is 12. Here's Harrington, jump pass inside low, and Spoon back to that corner again. This time Anderson couldn't make it. Dixon runs it down.
You see the Knicks working on the glass, though. When you have Weatherspoon, Othello Harrington down there, those guys are relentless on the offensive board.
Michael wants to go in. Finger roll, not this time.
And that wasn't really Michael's greatest shot at the finger roll. You have to go back to guys like the Iceman. He was the king of the finger roll. Michael's the king of dunking on people, getting in the lane, shooting those short jumpers.
Stackhouse. Dixon behind Oakley. Down to the 7-minute mark. 90-78. And Oakley will try it from the right baseline to make it a 10-point game. 90-80 at 6:53.
Oak is just a consummate professional. Give him a wide open look, he's going to knock it down.
Interesting team, the Knickerbockers. Not a lot of great stars after you get past Sprewell and Houston, but they play well for Cheney as a unit. Watching them here today, decent team chemistry.
I would say pretty good team chemistry. They're moving the ball around the horn pretty well.
Speaking of chemistry, Sean, next Sunday, let me ask you about this one on ABC. Sacramento hosts Dallas, a showdown between the top 2 teams in the Western Conference. Now, Dallas has to get over that middle block against Sacramento, right?
Yes, they do. They have to win one of these games against Sacramento going into the playoffs. You can't go into the playoffs 0-4 against them.
Into Oakley's hands. Especially defense in the NBA. It's so much chemistry and teamwork, talking to each other. And the Wizards turn it over here at the 6:10 mark.
You're exactly right about that. Defensively, Brent, communication is a huge key. I mean, as far as high school and college, coaches will tell you must communicate on the defensive end. You got to call out picks, screens. You got to help your other guys out.
Harrington rolled inside and drew the foul. So the return from his injury by Charlie Ward gives the Knicks a very good back.
Toyota. Get the feeling.
Well, the New York Knicks, coached by Don Cheney, lead at 90-80, and David Aldrich Cheney, a bit of a daredevil, eh?
Real thrill seeker, Brent. You know, last Thursday in Orlando, they had an off day. Don Chaney, a guy who's already jumped out of planes as a skydiver, ridden in rodeos, decided he wanted to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR vehicle. So they went down to Disney World to the Richard Petty experience. He took about 8 laps in a NASCAR car, got up to about 125 miles an hour, and said he really enjoyed doing it. And we had a lot of fun doing it, took some laps. His next trick, he wants to climb a big mountain. Says he wants to do something that takes him 5 or 6 days to do.
There is his career as a player, and just a fabulous defensive player. And yeah, after he said he wanted to climb a mountain, Sean Elliott said he was going to send him a copy of Into Thin Air. And he said, Coach, you might want to read that book before you go out
exactly.
and see the mountain.
You see Don Chaney on K2?
My answer is make sure you got a lot of Sherpas.
You know what was funny about that clip, though? You see him trying to get out of his car. I mean, that's how I get out of my car every day, pretty much. You just unfold.
It's true. Stackhouse into the corner now, and here comes Dixon's three, rims out. And it goes the other way. Things are looking good here for the New York Knickerbockers, and ex-Knick Patrick Ewing is, came back here and was hopeful that Michael and his student, Kwame Brown, would do better here today.
Oh, yeah. I was here last week for Patrick Ewing night when they retired his jersey. That was something unbelievable, Brent. And all the great former Knicks were here. Lots of New York, also former Knick teammates were here. You had some New York City legends.
There's some, speaking of legends, Bill Bradley on their great championship team. Some homemade signs for Patrick Ewing here. 93-80. The Knicks lead it by 13, coming down to the 5-minute mark. Michael jump pass, and Leitner's wide open. And the Wizards are missing open shots. Anderson driving on Michael, missed the shot. Witherspoon has it knocked free. Comes back, Laettner fouls him. Witherspoon shoots a pair.
You have to love the determination of Anderson and Witherspoon. And Anderson just attacking in the open floor, and Witherspoon following him on the break. Here he is out in the open floor, able to cross it up. Misses the layup, but Witherspoon out running the floor. That's a power forward. Getting the job done. He's just staying after it. You have to love that aggressiveness.
The Wizards might not be finished. Guess what Shandon Anderson just did?
Oh, no.
Went over next to Michael at the free throw line where he's standing and has said to Michael, "You fouled me, man," and he slapped his hand, and he's barking at the king again. He never learns.
Oh, boy.
Here we come, possibly.
I mean, that's the cardinal rule against Michael. Don't incite him. I mean, over the years, how many times have you seen players that have talked about him in news conferences or on the court, and they just get 50 dropped on their head?
Stackhouse just couldn't get it going here today. And twice now for the left side. Laettner and Stackhouse in this big opportunities.
It's just a tough afternoon for Stack, though, because he starts off in foul trouble, and he's never allowed to get in any kind of rhythm.
Houston up firing. It's off Witherspoon's hand. And a great save by Shandon Anderson going out of bounds. What a terrific hustle play that was.
Yeah, and he took out one of the media members down there.
Ward's three. Yanked down by Jordan. This the first of two, of course. Allen Iverson and the 76ers play Kobe Bryant, the Los Angeles Lakers next. Dixon penetrates off the glass. He kisses it, and it's 95-82.
That's a nice play by Dixon. Sees the defense running out on him. Nice little head fake. 2 dribbles up with the shot off the glass. Textbook basketball.
Houston well defended that time. And they kick it up to the man who did it defensively, and Hughes will pull it up. He's fouled. He'll shoot a pair. And so again, a reminder of what's next. The Los Angeles Lakers, putting themselves into playoff contention, play the hottest team from the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers, a team they beat for the title a couple of years back.
How can you miss this game, Brent? You have Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, two of the most electrifying open court players in this game. They have the ability to make their defenders and just turn them into puppets.
Somebody said to me that Allen Iverson was playing very well, distributing the ball, doing some of the small things.
Ever since the All-Star break, he's really come on big time. Not only that, that team is playing defense.
Hughes with 13. The Knicks lead it by 11. We're down at the 3:40 mark. The Knicks will be looking to just keep executing at this end now and not give the Wizards a chance to put together hoops. Finger roll's not there. Battle for a big rebound at Stackhouse. Stackhouse got Dixon on the run. Dixon's going to the rack. Yes. Juan Dixon now with about 10 points here in this game. He had 3 field goals in the first half. You know, he brings a little energy to this Wizard attack.
It's been a huge spark. Get that man more playing time.
3:25 to go. 95-86. Knicks lead. Michael and the Wizards.
The Lakers getting jacked up in LA, getting set to take on Allen Iverson. Red hot. 36-40 in his last 2 games. Sixers, Lakers coming up as soon as we're done here at NYC. Back downstairs to Brent.
All right, Mike. And we look forward to Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. And this was the hottest ticket in New York here today. Michael Jordan's last appearance as we check in on our Toyota game track. And Michael Jordan with 33 points, has only 7, however, in the second half. And Allen Houston right now with 28. But it is Jerry Stackhouse's inability to get on track that really has put the Wizards in a bit of a hole. He's 1 of 6 from the field here today.
Well, they just attacked him early on. Allen Houston in particular got him into that foul trouble. And again, he just didn't get enough playing time and enough opportunities to score.
Michael helped Crab Isley in the backcourt, but they still get it up into Anderson's hands. Looking for Houston with Hughes on him, and Houston over the top of him rattles out into Jordan's hands. Wizards looking to keep it going here offensively. Dixon staying on the floor for crunch time. In low in the paint. Jordan left hand. Yes, put it down. There's 35.
You see how clever that move was. He sells Latrell Sprewell on the turnaround jumper and a nice little step through with his left hand.
Steal by Jordan. He's got it on the floor. Needs help. Wraps it around. Hughes will track it down, and here they come on the Jordan steal. Timeout has been called.
You know, Michael, back in the day, when he and Scottie Pippen used to run that little trap, I mean, you do everything that you could do to get the ball out of your hands and up the court.
It's like he took a blow to his jaw as he goes off.
Now watch this. He sells that little turnaround jumper just enough to get Sprewell off balance. And then there's the lefty layup. And there's Michael again lurking on the defensive end with those long arms, that anticipation. And he did take a hit right in the jaw.
Yes, he did. He hit the hardwood hard. He's over there. Took a blow to the jaw at the 2:30 mark. Just moments ago, watch Michael Jordan go to the floor. Now watch the blow he takes right on the point of the chin. Now look, not hurt. As long as the game's in play, he's got to find somebody. And just watch the chin as it hits the floor. Forget the basketball for a minute. I mean, flush and hard, up in pain. 10-2 during that timeout. Ready to inbound the ball now. Let's check in with David.
Brent, when Steve Stricker, the Wizards trainer, tried to put any pressure on that chin jaw, Michael Jordan was wincing noticeably. They put a compress on it to try to ease it a little bit, but as you can see, he's back out there.
Anderson reaching in on Stackhouse, David. And the foul goes against the Knickerbockers here. The Knicks did lead this quarter by 13. And Michael Jordan was 6 this quarter. 35 for the game. Michael up in the air, rattles out, and it's Knicks basketball.
Oh, it's a shame that doesn't fall after that spectacular move, a little in and out on the big man.
2 minutes left in Madison Square Garden, and Michael Jordan's last game in an arena that he has lit up so many times in the past. He's had 2 50-point games. Battling Sprewell. Sprewell drives inside, and the 24-second shot clock goes off. It's Washington basketball here. A 7-point difference at the 1:48 mark.
I love the D by MJ. Still challenging Latrell Sprewell on the perimeter. And this is just hard-nosed D. Probably got away with a little hold on that drive, but you don't see Latrell complaining about it. He's ready to play.
Wizards looking for that easy hoop to ignite this rally. Michael on Sprewell, rises the top, not this time. Stackhouse goes for the loose ball, and it goes over to the Knicks at the 1:30 mark now, and the Knicks with a 7-point lead and a minute and a half.
Just 2 unfortunate breaks by Michael. 2 good-looking shots, just can't get him to fall.
Putting the ball in Allen Houston's hands. Jump to the corner, and was not a good pass. And a timeout over here by Washington. They have 2 full timeouts left. They've got 1:14 to go, down by 7 points.
We'll take a break with the Knicks leading Michael and the Wizards 95-88.
But everybody will have their favorite Michael Jordan moment. Now 1:14 to go, and Michael on the short end, 95-88. The Wizards need a quick hoop. Oakley will try to get it inside to Stackhouse. Stackhouse on the free throw line. That stops the clock.
A nice play set up in the timeout. You don't want to take a whole lot of time to score here. Got something quick, going to the bucket. You get yourself to the foul line. Best way to cut into a rally, get yourself back in the game, is on the line.
Stackhouse, remember, with only 4 points, now 5. He's made only 1 field goal in this game. But 2 big free throws for Stackhouse here, who can make it a 5-point game at the 1:09 mark. His ability to get on the free throw line and stop the clock could be huge, and he misses his second free throw. Now the Knicks will take some seconds off with Isley running the clock, along with Thomas and Houston. Shandon Anderson out there with Sprewell. Juan Dixon still on the floor. Defensively against Isley. Down inside of a minute. And 6 on the shot. Here comes Houston, the man they want. Short on the shot. Off Oakley. Jordan to save it. Stackhouse goes for it. And a shot clock violation. There was no control. So it will go over to Washington on a very peculiar shot clock violation because they never had possession.
Yeah, you still have to admire the way the Knicks just keep balls alive on the glass.
So with a Washington timeout, we'll take a break. Still 44 seconds to go. Told us about the legacy that he wants to leave behind to the game of basketball.
That's my job to the game, is pass on things to help players improve as individuals. I've done it with Desmond Mason. I've done it with Antoine Walker. And it's not that I'm trying to gain an edge. I'm trying to improve the game of basketball. I've done it with Kobe Bryant, left and right. And that, to me, feels like that's an obligation I have to the game.
And Kobe Bryant is coming up next with the Lakers against the Philadelphia 76ers. And an amazing stat. At the age of 40, Michael Jordan comes to the Garden and turns in 42 minutes. Now the Wizards again looking inside. Here's Stackhouse. No foul. Great play down low. And here's Dixon. Dixon pumping left hand. Stays with it. One Dixon. And whistle is finally sounded. The Wizards went in low looking for that quick foul and didn't get it.
Stackhouse was wide open, but Latrell Sprewell able to recover with a tremendous block. Came out of nowhere.
But they have stopped the clock again, and Dixon will attempt to cut this now to a 4-point game with 33 seconds to go. And the first one rattled out. Now he can make it a 5.
Wizards here not knocking down their free throws. You see Stackhouse there. He was open. Latrell gets all ball there. Nice timing.
And one missed both very important free throws. So Sprewell has to be fouled. And they come up the other end out the 30-second mark. So the Wizards missed 3 of their last 4 free throws, or they could be within 3 points and 30 seconds to go.
They just haven't had the breaks go their way. Michael missed 2 jumpers. They were basically in and out. Stackhouse missed a free throw, and Dixon comes back and misses 2 free throws. You knock all those down, you got a game here.
And did you see the sigh of relief from Coach Chaney? That was a wonderful moment over there on the sideline. Glad that those shots didn't go down, and suddenly a lid on both ends of the floor. And again, you know, he's not going to receive a lot of credit because the Knicks are not up there and stocking a championship and everything. But I think overall Chaney's done a very good job with this injury-riddled team. And
he's done more than a good job, Brent. I mean, you talk about Latrell not even being in training camp. Training camp is essential. And then they start the season without him. They have a huge hole to climb out of. Antonio McDyess again out for the year at the beginning of the season. Can't say enough about the coaching job.
Dixon comes back after missing the 2 free throws and drains the 3 to make it a 4 at the 18.8 mark. Now, how about that for Juan Dixon? He's still angry with himself for missing those 2 free throws.
A nice looking shot, but when that ball goes through, you have to be aware of where everybody is on the floor. You can't just allow the Knicks to inbound the ball to Allen Houston. You got to keep the ball out of his hands, especially when you know you're going to foul. Because now you're sending a guy to the free throw line who's a 92% shooter. And I jinxed him.
Russell replaces Oakley here for the gives him a little bit of that 3-ball firepower. Wizards are down 4, although Russell has not been able to hit it again as consistently as I thought he did out in Utah. Houston now with 28 points as he misses 2 free throws. So Michael and the Wizards give themselves a chance if they can rush. Pump fake knocked away from Michael. Shandon Anderson goes for the ball, and timeout is called. A 20-second timeout is called with 9.6 seconds left. And high fives for Shandon Anderson, who did his best job of hounding Michael Jordan at that time. I mean, Anderson was all over him.
He was waiting on him. You could see that Michael was sizing up that 3-point shot. Started to stutter step his feet, was going to cross him over and raise up right there. Anderson doing a great job not fighting on any of Michael's fakes, moving his feet, keeping his hands active.
When Michael's tongue comes out like that, when he comes down on you, he's looking to take you to school. Well, for 2 teams that are not in the top 8 in the East, a highly entertaining afternoon here today in Madison Square Garden, thanks largely to number 23, who will send home an awful lot of memories for these youngsters who are here today, and some of us old timers who remember back in the 80s when he came into the NBA. Spike Lee, you could see his son was wearing a Wizard jersey today. Now, Spike would never do that. He had to stay in the Knicks jersey. Now here's Michael. Michael up, firing, fouled. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. He stops the clock, 7.5. This is not over yet.
And you see Sprewell's upset, but you have to know that Michael's going to create something here. He sets a screen, gets himself open. That little raise up jumper. You know if you're guarding Michael, he gets calls. There's no way around it, Brent. You got to be careful with him.
And Michael's not missing. Now Michael turned around and did a little coaching. I think he wants Dixon to stick right with Houston right now. That's 36 points for Michael Jordan now. He can make this a 2-point game, which he does.
Look at Dixon. He's not going to let Allen Houston catch the ball.
37 for Michael, a 2-point game, and timeout called by the Knickerbockers.
Yeah, send somebody else to the free throw line and see what kind of nerves they have.
The one thing about Michael Jordan that none of us will ever forget, he is a man who simply will never yield. The determination that he has brought to his sport and even to the game of baseball. When he didn't make it, it was that determination. And when you look back, he did pretty well for a guy who was a baseball player, now that I think about it down there. But without equal as a as an NBA superstar, the things he has done through the years, and here on his last go-around at the age of 40 in New York. Sean, 37 points. I don't know if we'll ever see another athlete who dominates his sport the way Michael Jordan has his.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time. You can name one, Tiger Woods right now.
Tiger Woods, that's true.
Is in that league, but other than that, I mean, it's been amazing what he's done. I tell people all the time, the difference between Michael and the modern day young superstars is that Michael was the undisputed king of the league. He was number one, he was number two, and he was number three. And the people below him, Michael had the ability to embarrass those guys at will. He was clearly the king of the court.
Some pretty good stars coming up next, too, with Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson. That'll be your next game. Now, let's see. 7.5 to go here. And the Wizards down by 2 points. And the Knicks will set the inbound play off the stack. The Wizards closing out here on a 13-1 run. Isley waits for Houston. Now he'll go back deep and Russell's got a hand on it. And Anderson attacking. The Wizards had a shot. Russell knocked the ball free for a moment at the 5.4 second mark.
I didn't know it was rugby out there. I mean, that was a scrum to start that possession.
That was not the inbound pass that Coach Cheney was looking for here.
I mean, there were bodies all over the place. People were holding and grabbing, and Russell had a beat on it, unable to come down with it.
Anderson misses the free throw.
People
that gives them a life. 5.4. It'll give them a life.
People want to see overtime here. The fans were excited when he missed that free throw.
They never want to see the Michael Jordan show close down. Now Laettner will check in.
And you know, when Anderson missed that free throw, Michael started salivating. He wants the ball one more time.
Especially after his rival Anderson missed that front end free throw.
If he misses this one, they're really in trouble.
Got it, it's a three now. Wizards need the three ball. Laettner with a long pass to Michael. Michael's fouled right away by Sprewell. Sprewell's going to put him on the free throw line with 4.2. Not bad strategy in this situation. The lead is 3, and Jordan's going to be shooting a pair with 4.2. And now what do? You try to make both of them, or do you try to roll the second one out?
No, you make both of them right here,
and then foul.
And then you put them back on the free throw line, or you go for a steal first. If you can't get the steal, you put them back on the free throw line, and you try to run that exact same play. I look at what Latrell did, and that was probably the smart thing to do.
Absolutely. 37 points for Michael Jordan. He's 11 of 13 at the free throw line. To make it a one-point game, Michael Jordan. He's amazing. That's 38.
I tell you what, Brent, I never imagined that he would come into this setting today and put on the type of performance. He's got an ailing back. Hasn't played a lot of minutes his last couple games. But MSG just brings out something special in Michael.
43 minutes, 39 points, and a one-point game at 4.2. 4.2 now. Pressure. Anderson. The open man is Weatherspoon, and that'll do it. The Michael Jordan era in Madison Square Garden comes to an end, but not without a battle. Michael Jordan, 43 minutes and 39 points, and takes it all the way down to the wire. And another good one is coming up. The 76ers and the Lakers. Again, the final score. The Knicks win a big one, 97-96 over Michael and the Wizards. Stay tuned now. We'll get you right out to the Staples Center for the Sixers and the Lakers right after this from our ABC station. So long, everybody.